Hey guys, welcome back. When our team found this forgotten asylum, we had no idea what kind of footage we would uncover inside. What we found will haunt me forever. The late 1800s was an era when society began institutionalizing people with mental health conditions. Many asylums were overcrowded and understaffed. Patients were often left to fend for themselves, and many were abandoned by their families. In some cases, patients were subjected to harsh treatment methods such as isolation and neglect. The moral treatment approach, which emphasized compassion and empathy, fell out of favor in many institutions. This led to a decline in the quality of care for patients and ultimately resulted in many of them being abandoned. Our team was shocked to find this footage of a forgotten asylum that showed just how bad things can get when these facilities are left to rot. Join us as we take a look at some of the most haunting images that we captured during our investigation. The first room we entered was filled with old medical equipment. It was clear that this was once a place where patients were treated, but it was hard to imagine that they received anything other than the bare minimum level of care. The conditions were so bad that many patients were left to die. We found this old rocking chair in one of the rooms. It was covered in dirt and grime, but we could tell that it had once been a comforting piece of furniture for someone. It's hard to imagine now, but in the past, rocking chairs were used as a form of therapy for patients. The gentle motion was supposed to help them relax and calm down. However, in this case, the rocking chair was just another piece of junk in a room filled with it. As we made our way through the asylum, we found a number of old photographs. These pictures gave us a glimpse into the lives of the patients who had lived here. In this photo, we can see a group of men standing outside. They're all wearing the same clothes, which indicates that they were patients at the institution. The bleak facial expressions of the subjects tell us all we need to know about how they were treated. In another picture, we found an image of a female patient sitting in a chair. She looks sad and withdrawn. These are not just numbers or statistics. These are real people who had families and friends who loved them. As we continued our investigation, we found more and more evidence of the neglect and abuse that had taken place here. We came across this padded cell, which was used to restrain patients. The walls were covered in scratches, and the floor was littered with trash. This was a place of pain and suffering, and it's hard to believe that anyone could have survived the ordeal. It's important to remember that these patients were not criminals. They were sick people who needed help. But instead of getting the treatment they needed, they were locked up and forgotten. Our final discovery was the most disturbing. We found a number of old files, and when we opened them up, we found medical records of the patients. These files contained information on the treatments that the patients had received. as well as their progress. But it was the progress notes that were the most shocking. Many of the patients had been subjected to experimental treatments without their consent. These treatments were often painful and humiliating, and they were carried out without any regard for the patient's dignity. The discovery of this footage is important because it gives us a first-hand look at what life was like for patients in a forgotten asylum. It's a reminder of the dark history of mental health treatment and a warning of what can happen when those with power abuse their authority. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content.